Hey gorgeous souls, hope you're having a great week. I was nearly going to say start to week, but clearly it's Wednesday, so happy hump day. I wanted to jump in and do a quick video on what to do if you're feeling flat and you don't know why. Now, obviously there can be a combination of things that really impact the way that we feel. If we've not slept well, if we're hormonal, or perhaps navigating perimenopause where it feels like our hormones are all over the shop, but often at the root cause of all of our feelings are thoughts that we've been thinking and beliefs that we have that drive our emotional state. And as I spoke about last week in the video of navigating uncertainty in the world, when we feel uncertain or when we're focusing on things that don't serve us, hey Marcia, great to have you on, when we're focusing on things that aren't necessarily going to serve us or are fear-inducing things, then of course that is going to drive our emotional state. Now sometimes, and I absolutely have this experience, and particularly if you've ever had to suppress your emotions, particularly if your emotions were criticized, shamed or judged or made wrong as a child, you may find that this is particularly relevant for me. It was a huge part of my healing process, getting deeper in touch with my most authentic self and how I actually really felt about things, because often I would find I felt a particular way, as in felt flat, felt down, but I wouldn't actually know what was at the root cause of that. So I journal on 3 particular questions, and I find these very, very helpful. I find that we have 3 flavors of negative emotion, and that is fear, so what we're scared about, sadness or grief, what we feel sad about, and anger, what we feel angry about. Often anger can be a deep cover for deeper hurt, which often relates to that grief or that sadness, but often expressing anger is that first layer or that first level of getting deeper in touch with how we actually feel. So when I don't know how I feel, but I know I don't feel right, and I can't identify what's actually going on for me, I use this process for myself. So literally take a pen and paper, journal on, I am angry about. Now you might get to that particular one and you might be like, I don't really actually feel that angry. And you might get to scared and a ton of stuff might come out. Or you might get to sadness and a lot of stuff might come out. Or you might start with anger and you may find that, oh my gosh, suddenly you've unleashed everything that's been bottled up, that you've suppressed, that you've pushed down, or perhaps unconsciously you've made wrong, or you haven't had capacity or space to actually feel those things. And so I find that such a powerful process to do. Now, one other recommendation, which I literally had only started introducing myself last week, when I do that, so I go through all 3 of those particular journaling questions. Some comes out a lot, other ones, there may not be much come up. It's a very cathartic process, and it's just like letting all the hot air out of a balloon. You just literally just write and write and write and write until nothing else comes out, and then you move on to the next one and see what comes up there. Now I use this process to clarify, what am I thinking, what am I telling myself, what is the belief that is driving my emotional state here as well. So I will look then for beliefs to work on using the Byron Katie method or thework.com. And I find that is exceptionally helpful as well. And then the last process that I literally just started introducing is, what am I grateful for? So after I've had this big cathartic dump and purge and releasing everything and becoming aware of how I'm really honestly feeling about things, what's actually really going on for me, then I will literally write, I'm grateful about. And then the 5th one that I didn't introduce, but I'm thinking this is the next one that I'm going to do, is after I've done I'm grateful about, I'm proud about. And what that will do is it will allow you to empty anything that is there that perhaps you've been suppressing or holding on to unconsciously without being aware of, which allows you, again, remember our emotions are messengers. They are always guiding us. They're always letting us know whether our thinking is off, meaning our perception or the story or the narrative that we're telling ourselves is off, or perhaps if a situation is really not okay for us. And it's important to be able to discern between those couple of things, but also having greater clarity on how you actually feel, particularly if you've done the same as me and suppressed a lot of your emotions over a longer period of time. For me, this has been a lifelong kind of process, well, from age 30 onwards, of really getting to know myself better through this process of really understanding how I feel honestly, letting that out, and then also just gently bringing yourself back up the emotional guidance scale, back up into a more elevated place by reminding yourself again, our focus, what we're thinking about, what we're telling ourselves, absolutely always drives our emotional state underneath. So lots of love. Hope this has been helpful. Comment below if there's something that's been bothering you or that you would love some help and support with, or some ideas or some strategies around. More than happy to jump in. I've personally still been navigating a lot of change myself, and needing to process a lot and just be very calm and very compassionate with myself as well. So if that's you, if you're navigating a lot right now, please know I'm thinking of you. I'm sending you so much love from my heart to yours, and let me know what would be helpful for you right now. Have a great day.